I'm going to tell you a story made up of two events. In both of those events, the car that I was driving suffered some damage. The first took place when I was a senior in Aliquippa High School. We had just gotten a new car, a Plymouth sedan that I remember. And I asked Dad if I could take it to high school, show off my friends, and enjoy driving a new car. He said, sure. So I drove to the high school. I saw a slot where I could park, but I cut it too fine and ripped a part of the right back fender. After school, I drove down to the shoe store, parked the car, and went in, said to Dad, I want you to look what happened to the car. So he went with me. He looked at the ripped fender, reached in his pocket, pulled out some change, gave me a nickel. He went back in the store and went to work. He never said a word about what I had done. The other story begins somewhat later when we were living in Houston. One morning I drove down Kelvin, which is a street in the village. It's not well paved. It's quite narrow. Gets a little wider near Bissonnet. But at Bissonnet, there were 5 cars parked. They were parked at an angle, which is unusual, but the room was available and the city had permitted it. As I passed those cars, I heard a ripping sound. I stopped, got back to look at the right rear fender. There was a deep dent. The driver from the other car came to me and said, I'm sorry, please don't call the police. I said, I have to call the police. He said, oh no, please, I'll pay for it over time. Please don't call the police. I said, I have to, I'm sorry. He continued, but I didn't pay too much attention to him. I called the police, and he called his insurance man. The insurance man got there first. He took out his portable typewriter, looked at the damage, sat down, typed out a check for the damage, gave me the check, and left. Then the policeman came. He looked at the damage. He said, who's the driver? The driver came over and said, I was. He said, oh, did you do this? He said, yes, I did. He said, here, and he gave him a slip. He said, be in court at such and such a date on such and such a time. And he left. The driver from the other side continued worrying. He said, I'm an assistant principal at John J. Persing Middle School. Please, I didn't mean to have the accident, but please make it easy on me, whatever you can do. I said, I'll do what I can. We both left the scene of the accident. The day of the court appearance, I appeared, the policeman appeared, and the driver of the other car appeared. The judge at that court was Judge Levy. After waiting a few minutes, the bailiff said some announcement and said, you can appear before the judge now. Both of us went up to be before the judge, and the judge said to the man, did you hit the other car? He said, yes, I did. Then the judge looked at me and he said, hello, Dr. Jackson. How are things at the home for the aged that later became 7 Acres? I said, Judge, things are doing well. We've missed you. He said, yes, I've been too busy, but I have to come and visit the home. It's my favorite place to visit. He said, did this man strike you with his car, have the accident? I said, yes, he did. The way he was parked, Judge, it wasn't his fault. It's hard to see an oncoming car. Judge said, case dismissed. As we walked out, the driver of the other car grabbed my hand and thanked me. I thought he was going to kiss my hand. I said, I'm glad I could help you. Good luck.